Good morning. This is Professor Anderson with a little bit of feedback for your research-based report, rough draft. This is beautiful start to a research-based report. I have pulled up here the guidelines, the requirements page. That's the PDF that's in, I think it's week 6. So I pulled that up so we can go side by side. Your letter of transmittal. Oh, first of all, let's go title page. You have that. No, you don't have a title page. For some reason, I thought I saw one. Why isn't that scritching up here? So you need to include a title page. Where? Wait a minute. Let me double check here. 1 second. Nope. I thought for some reason I saw. Yes, here we go. Here is your title page. That needs to go first, and then after the title page, your letter of transmittal, which you have all the components. You just have them in a little rough order. This is perfect. I love how you have been direct and right to the point, right at the very beginning, letting the purpose of that letter of transmittal. Enclosed, please find the report implementation of a leave donation program, which follows your my request and your approval of primary research. So what you want to do in the very first one is to say, this is what you're going to find here. Remember, you approved it. That this is beautiful. This report includes research on benefits of implementing leave donation program to create positive work environment, recommendations to implement this employee-friendly program are included, which can help with recruiting and retention of quality employees. So I think you have more than one recommendation, so you want to make sure you have subject, number and a subject verb agreement correct. I love this. Thank you for your time. I hope is what I would recommend removing. Hope is very suggestive. Of course, we all hope, that we took this time to create this paper, and we hope that it's useful and that it's implemented because, it's kind of like our baby project. We want to make sure that it does some good. But in a research-based report or any kind of fact-finding mission, you just want to remove all suggestive language, and hope is a very suggestive term. So then here's our title page. We want to move that to the top. Your executive summary, beautiful. I love how you've integrated subheadings to be able to show. You're very, very direct, very concrete with the with what it is. Here's the problem. Here's the purpose. This is what I did. This is what I found, and here's what I recommend. Excellent. Your table of contents is in perfect order. And then we go into your introduction and the body of your paragraph. So in the introduction, what you want to make sure you include in here is this is what I have found, or this is what research has found. This is how in our industry, in our work environment, in our industry, this is how what the research says, this is how it can be seen. And then in this report, your introduction, in this report, we're going to show how this problem is found in our place of work, and these are the general recommendations. So is this overview of what your program, leave donation program overview? Good. You have excellent use of in-text citations. Perfect. Purpose of the study. Again, you're going to say this is what we found here in our place of work. So the purpose of the study is to examine if the leave donation program is the right fit for our company. Excuse me. Instead of saying if, again, that's a whole separate variable. I would recommend saying the purpose of this study is to examine the benefits of a leave donation program for our company. Leave donation programs are tools companies can use to continue to build its reputation as a great place. Avoid using could or should or would. Give as many concrete facts as possible. The study investigates employees' awareness of the program, employees' opinion on the program, and employees' willingness to participate in the program. Whether this is the kind that's outside, you need the other weather in here. WHETHER. Only small sample of employees was used for the study. So you want to give a little bit more information and check your sentence structure. A small sample of employees was used for this study. These employees include, so give a little bit of understanding of what was how many people were used, what were, give a little description. Remember, think back to that writing assignment number 1, where you're really just describing the work environment. So that's kind of what you're doing here in the scope of the study. Inside of the scope of the study, it's not that you just did a research, your, what is that called? You didn't just do primary research. You didn't just interview. You also did secondary research. So you want to include that in there too. And then you want to give a breakdown. So you want to say in the scope of the study, we did some secondary research and we did some primary research. And then the next is the findings, the sources and methods. So here's what you found in the findings and the reviews of literature. You want to have a little bit more. Okay, it looks like you have them down here. So you want to move this section up to underneath of here. So let me go over here and show you a little bit of how this might work. So underneath of the introduction, then the body of the report. Inside of the body of the report, you want to say secondary research, secondary findings, or secondary research, primary research. This is what I did. I went and used this database and I looked up his, let me do this for you. I think this would be a little easier. My computer's taking forever. Hold on. Sorry about this. I should have had this pulled up, but this will maybe help to understand a little bit more of the. Let me put a new doc up for you. And it just explained like the format of what you, perhaps how you should organize this a little more concretely. And I'm so sorry, this is taking forever this morning. Okay, so you want to have, this is inside of your body. So you have your introduction, and you've done that. And then you want to have your, methods. And you want to outline give a description of your secondary research. And then discuss that you conducted primary research. Why is this taking so long? And then you want to discuss as a separate heading your findings. And you want to discuss, see how up here you introduce secondary first, then give your secondary research findings, oops, and then give your primary research findings. So this would be all of those interviews, then you give that data under here. Here underneath the methods, you first, what did you do? What secondary research did you do? Primary research, what did you do? Conducted interviews, sent surveys. Then the findings. Secondary research, what did you find? Well, you have those 3 broad categories. Primary research, well, you found out that's where you publish the data that you found from your surveys. And then your recommendations, this is based on all of this and this, all of the findings from the secondary and the primary. This is what we come up with, and you want to even outline it, like 1, 2, 3, these are the recommendations, and then in conclusion. So here it is that this is the conclusion that I have for, based on these findings, secondary and primary, we've come up with these recommendations. How will it benefit our company? How will this change and turn around our industry? So you have most of the components, you just have them in maybe a little bit of a different order that makes it a little difficult to move forward. Inside of these findings and discussions, make sure that you give a little more detail of what it is that you find. So the social benefits, the budget benefits. I understand how you're giving these subheadings here. You may want to, instead of just saying, say number 1, findings and discussions, give a quick paragraph instead of bulleting that. And the same was up here underneath the recommendations, quick bullet point. So I hope that was helpful. It looks like you have great APA style here, your appendix. Good. I hope you have that, including that. Make sure that you label that. And that's awesome. You are off to an awesome start here. I look forward to reading your final draft. Oh boy.